Hi, I'm Mandi Pryor, and welcome to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Spotlight on Pittsburgh is a program about Pittsburgh's most fascinating people and what they do to make our city an amazing place to live and work. Today, we're going to have on Rocco Cozza of the Cozza Law Group in Carnegie, as well as Breanna Smith of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We look forward to sharing with you all the details of their upcoming All-Star campaign with you on Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Hi, and welcome back to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. I'm Mandi Pryor. I am here with Rocco Cozza of Cozza Law Group. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me.
I see we are both in beautiful downtown Pittsburgh right now. It's a little
Virtually.
later where I am. I must not be getting the sun like you are. So Rocco, you have a lot going on. I wanted to bring you on the show to talk a little bit about, this big competition you're in, as well as learn a little bit more about your background. So why don't we start there? Can you tell us a little bit about the Cozza Law Group and what you do there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the founder of the Cozza Law Group. We are a boutique business law firm here. We're located actually in Carnegie, PA, actually right near where I live. And we represent small to large businesses, athletes, entertainers, entrepreneurs, basically handling everything a business owner or a business could need, from setting up your business, selling your business, buying a business, contracts, employee issues. We have a very diverse client base. We have a great group of people working here, and it's actually just a lot of fun. I actually really love what I do. The clients we have and get to work with are some of the most amazing people I've ever met. They're just very diverse. They have fantastic ideas, fantastic businesses, and to be a part of that and helping them build those things and watch them grow is truly a joy. So I really, really love what I do. I can't complain.
Well, I have heard that you're not the traditional lawyer, that you do have fun at Cozza Law Group. And can you talk about that a little bit, just how you set yourself apart from other business lawyers that are out there right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I came out of law school, I worked at a big firm. So I understood that model. Then I was in corporate America for a long time. So coming through those two places, I saw what I didn't like. And when I started my firm, I realized that I wanted to build something different. I wanted to build a law firm that provides practical, no nonsense advice. We don't overcomplicate things. We try to think from a business owner's perspective. A lot of lawyers out there, and everybody does things differently, but they overcomplicate a transaction. They look at it 20 different ways. We try and get right to the essence of the issue and solve the immediate problem. And we do that by really looking at it from the business owner's perspective. And we tend to work with people that believe in that philosophy. We're very efficient, effective, and proactive. A lot of times, clients don't like to deal with lawyers because they feel it's in a reactive way, right? Something happens, I have to call my lawyer. Our philosophy is, let's work together so we can prevent you from having to call us to fix those problems. And that's really what we've built here with the firm, with our team, with our clients. And the approach we take is very practical, proactive, and efficient, I would say.
And now you're helping your clients, and now you're setting out to do something even bigger. So let's talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. You have your work cut out for you here, but let us know, what is this competition all about?
So I've actually been, I had the honor that I was selected as the alumni representative of Pittsburgh for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society's Man of the Year competition. So it's a little bit of background. In college, I was in a fraternity, and every fraternity had a certain charity that we worked with. Ours was the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So I really started raising money for this organization back in college, and it really, it hits close to my heart. And I've had, close friends of mine whose parents were affected by blood cancer. So in 2017, I was actually selected to be part of the Man and Woman of the Year competition here in Pittsburgh, and had a great time doing it. But actually, when I was in that competition, the company I was working for, we were in the process of getting acquired. So I couldn't put the effort into it that I really wanted to. And it tore me apart because I fell short of my goal. So when, they approached me this year about being the alumni representative for the All-Star competition, I jumped at it because, one, I'm in a different place in my life. Two, I really want to raise money for this organization because it really means something to me. It sits very close to my heart, and I've set a very lofty goal for myself to, the competition starts today. It's March 11th. We have 10 weeks to raise as much money as possible. I've set a goal for myself to raise $50,000. So that's, on top of everything else I'm doing, it's definitely, it's going to be a challenge, but that's one thing I never shy away from.
Well, I mean, that's a big goal, and I'm sure that you're going to reach it. I know all of our viewers out there are going to be at least a little bit more aware of what's going on and hopefully help you reach your goal, because they can definitely take a part of it. I know my cousin had leukemia growing up. He's doing very well. He's a strapping teenage boy now. So he's doing great. And we're very happy to have seen him get through this. But it's the research, it's the funding behind it that really helps these kids get better, and adults, to help them thrive. So how can the community help? What can they do to help you reach your goals?
They could, I'll be sharing it all over social media on my Facebook page, my LinkedIn page, Instagram. By Instagram, it's just the Rocco Cozza, all one word. LinkedIn is rocco.cozza, and I'm sure we can share the link somehow, but you can donate to the campaign. There's links right there. You can share those links to donate. Just raising awareness for the organization in general is really what this is about. The money's great, and the goal is, I've set this lofty goal and I want to raise as much as I can, but in the end, it's about awareness for what this organization does in helping people with these types of cancers. That's really the essence of what this is about. So just getting this message out there, through this medium is just, I truly appreciate it. And I think it's, it's something that I hope people look at. And if you choose to donate, thank you, truly appreciate it. And if you just choose to share the message with someone else, that's much appreciated as well.
Well, we're happy to talk about it, give awareness to the cause. And we'll be sharing the links not only on our social media pages. We have Spotlight on Pittsburgh on Facebook, my personal LinkedIn page, Mandi Pryor, and on YouTube, as well as the links going out into Peters Township Community TV and Pittsburgh Community TV. So, we're going to give you as much exposure as we possibly can. And we love the fact that you're doing this in Pittsburgh, you're raising money for a good cause, and, you might just become Man of the Year. And I'm sure that's not why you're doing it, but that's still a very impressive title to compete for, because you really are doing something great for our community to receive that title.
Yeah, it's definitely,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I definitely feel honored to even be a part of it and to be selected to represent Pittsburgh in the nationwide competition. It's definitely an honor, and I don't take this challenge lightly, and this is something that I'm really putting everything I can into.
Great. And, we're going to be sharing that with the show and after the show as well. Make sure we keep everything rolling for you and try to help you achieve it, because Pittsburgh has to win this competition, right?
We're a competitive city, and that's what I'm hoping people, we haven't had sports, real sports in a while. People are itching to be competitive. So this is a great way to show the nation why Pittsburgh is the best.
So get out there, get competitive. Yes. Come on, Pittsburgh, black and gold. Do this for leukemia and lymphoma. Do this for research and cancer. Support and help support Rocco in his Man of the Year competition, All-Star competition.
Yes.
And that began back in 2017, correct?
Yeah, that's when I was in so they have regional competitions, right? So I was in the one here where I competed against, I think it was 7 or 8 other men and 7 and 8 women for the Man and Woman of the Year in 2017 for Pittsburgh. This is now the alumni competition. So people that have been in the regional competitions were selected by the local chapters to represent that region in the nationwide competition. So that's why I feel truly honored that they picked me to represent the city, and really, I'm just going to put everything I can into it.
Great. And in addition to everything else that you do, you're also not, you're not behind the scenes kind of guy. You've been on the silver screen, correct? Speaker at TEDx, and you're doing something new, a new podcast. So why don't we go into a little bit of detail about the Cozza Lawcast and what you're trying to achieve there as well?
Yeah, awesome. So my law firm, we started something called the Cozza Lawcast, and this is really, there's really two pieces to it, right? So we do a weekly show, and some of those shows are long form interviews with other entrepreneurs, really get them to share their journey, talk about the struggles they had in business, maybe the legal challenges, and hopefully weave some education in along the way. The shorter episodes, which are, three times a month roughly, are really quick legal tips, quick business and legal tips, I would say. So things that I know my clients ask about all the time, that I know every business owner out there has questions about. Maybe it's, do I need this type of insurance? What is a trademark? How do I hire employees? We're trying to tackle those issues or those questions in a very practical, no nonsense way. And, it's a lot of fun to do. I really hope people, take some value from it. It entertains them, it educates them. And really, as we grow it and try to expand the platform a little bit more, we plan on doing a little bit more of those longer form interviews, because I think outside of just those short ones, there's a lot more lessons to be learned from someone else's journey. And doing that and being able to pull those lessons from someone else, I think is truly valuable to the business owner out there.
Sorry, it took me a second there.
No.
I'm not used to this Zoom recording for the show.
No worries.
So on your podcast, you're having some different people come on now.
Yeah.
Who have you had on? Who are you going to have on? What should we look out for?
Yeah, so far we've done two guests. My first guest was Eric McKenna, who I've been a guest on his podcast numerous times. He has a fantastic show here. It's kind of like the Joe Rogan experience. It's just a very long form interview show. So he has that, and he's a realtor, and he actually was in the music industry for a long time. So we had him on, great first guest. Another guest was Denny Flora. He owns a winery up in my hometown, Newcastle, Pennsylvania. That episode's actually going to air this week. And we do have some pretty interesting guests coming up, but I don't want to share any of those yet, because you got to subscribe to the channel to see what's coming, and subscribe to our Facebook page. We're posting stuff on there all the time about what we're doing moving forward.
Great. Sorry, my little alarm clock was going off in the corner here. So we're very much looking forward to the new podcast. You have about 16, 17 episodes that have been out already and growing every day. And we wish you the best in your Man of the Year All-Star competition. Hopefully you raise all the funds that you need for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and you continue doing business law the best way that you can out there, because everybody needs somebody who's on their side, correct?
I tell everybody that if you own a business, you definitely need a lawyer, and particularly you need a business lawyer. So always happy to help anyone out there. If you just want to call, schedule a consultation, we're always just happy to see if we can help you. And I really appreciate the opportunity to come on the show and talk about the campaign and raise awareness for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So I truly appreciate it.
Thanks, Rocco. Thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Hi, welcome, Breanna. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me, Mandy.
And so you work for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We've been talking with Rocco about his All-Star campaign, and I wanted to find out a little bit more from you about what the campaign is about, what the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is doing, and kind of your background and history. So let's go back there. Let's start with the roots of everything. Tell me a little bit about the society and what you're doing to help here in Pittsburgh.
Sure. So the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's mission is to cure leukemia, lymphoma, Hodgkin's disease, and myeloma. Those are all different forms of blood cancer. and also to improve the quality of life of patients and their families. There is currently no way to screen for or prevent blood cancers. And so LLS's mission is very focused on research to come up with new and innovative treatments, hopefully cures, and to provide assistance to patients and their families who are dealing with a diagnosis or survivorship right here in the moment.
And so what exactly have you guys been doing as an initiative to help raise awareness, raise funding for the foundation?
Sure. So Rocco is involved with our Man and Woman of the Year campaign. It is one of our most successful fundraisers nationwide. It takes place in around 90 cities across the country, and it is a 10-week philanthropic competition for local community leaders. The men compete against the men and the women compete against the women to raise the most money for LLS. At the end of the 10 weeks of fundraising, we have a big party, normally in person. This year it will be virtual, that we call the grand finale. And at the grand finale, we reveal the Man of the Year, the Woman of the Year, and the amount that the total class of candidates has raised collectively. Because really, while we name 2 winners, it's really about raising funds for a good cause.
Well, and I'm sure Rocco knows that as well. If he wins the Man of the Year, you know, I think it's more that he helps everybody in bringing awareness and funding to your foundation. And with all of the different foundations in Pittsburgh and all of the different charities that you can donate to, what sets the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, if I can get it out, what sets you guys apart?
So one fun fact about the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is that the research that we provide funding for is applicable to many forms of cancer and even to other diseases. So because the cancer cells in the blood are more accessible than those in solid tumors, it makes it easier to study the cancer-causing molecules in the blood. And so some of the treatments that LLS has developed for blood cancer are now being used for breast cancer, stomach cancer, even non-cancerous diseases like multiple sclerosis or even diabetes. So the funding for LLS really goes much further than just blood cancer.
That's wonderful. And I know that all of those places need funding, need research, and need help. So it's great to see that you're not only starting to help the blood cancers, but also all of these other cancers and issues that people are facing. You know, I think that's a great part of what you're doing. And tell me a little bit about the LLS Children's Initiative.
Sure. The LLS Children's Initiative was launched in 2018. It is a $100 million initiative that we have focusing on improving cures and treatment for children with cancer, because we are luckily increasing the survival rate of children with pediatric leukemias. But what we're now seeing now, when we have a greater number of patients who grow up to live full lives, is that they're developing chronic health issues further down the line, issues with their lungs or their heart. And so what we are trying to do is take the amazing progress that we've made in adult treatment in terms of things like immunotherapy and CAR T therapy, and make that more biologically welcome to children. Because right now children are being treated as if they're tiny adults, and that's just not the case. So we are trying to personalize those treatments for children. And one of the ways that we are focusing on that is through a pediatric acute leukemia master trial, which will be opening in up to 200 locations across the United States, where we will be able to test multiple therapies simultaneously. And luckily for Pittsburgh, one of those trial sites will be here. So we were originally scheduled to open the trial in summer 2020. Unfortunately, COVID did set us back a bit because we wanted it to be safe to run a trial, but we are now back on track to open that trial in late summer 2021.
Well, I think it's so important for you to help these kids get through these treatments, especially because they don't exactly understand as an adult would what's going on with their bodies. So, having this initiative, I think would be really fantastic, especially down the road. And I'm glad to hear that the rates are increasing of survivalhood. It's personal to my life as well. I'm having a cousin survivor. So you don't think about what comes down the road and some of the things that can crop up later in life from them being treated. So it's really nice that you're continuing. You're not just stopping once the treatment is over. You're continuing to look at their overall health and well-being for their life.
Absolutely. And that's another initiative we have coming down the pike, is a survivorship initiative, because we realize that once treatment is over and you are a survivor, you're a survivor for life. And the issues that you face don't necessarily go away just because you're finished with your treatment. So we are expanding our resources for survivors as well.
That's great. And so aside from the All-Star campaign, I know there was a competition before that with more locals, and you're all over the United States right now. So what can you tell me? What are some other initiatives that you do throughout the year that, help do fundraising for you, that other people can get in? Like, how can they be more aware of your cause and how to donate?
Sure. Our Light the Night Walk in Pittsburgh happens every October. This past year, we did have a virtual walk, but when we are in person, we usually meet outside of Heinz Field. Our walk takes place at night, which makes it fantastic because we all hold colored lanterns. Survivors hold a white lantern. People who are walking in memory of a loved one walk holding a yellow lantern, and supporters walk holding a red lantern. And so it's really beautiful at night along the waterfront to see all of these lanterns lit up and people walking as a group. And then, of course, this is Pittsburgh, so we do end the night with fireworks. So I always end on an uplifting note. And, it just makes it a really special time to come out with your friends and family for a good cause. Another initiative we have is our Hero Squad program, which is a partnership with K through 12 schools. They have basically what is a penny war, but LLS also wants to provide something back to those schools for doing something so amazing for us. So what we provide for K through 8 grades is a STEM curriculum package. So we help teach the next generation of young researchers, young scientists, and doctors about the body, and to help them understand what LLS is and does and how we help patients, but also to get them interested in the science, technology, engineering, and math areas.
Those are very big right now. I'm really glad that they took awareness and recognition for them and are, providing them with a curriculum helps the teachers who, have been dealing with so much because of COVID and the changes with the schooling. So that sounds great for our students. And is there anything else that you would like to touch base on that maybe I didn't reach today that I haven't talked about?
Sure. So the Man and Woman of the Year campaign, if people are interested in supporting Rocco, they are always welcome to go to our website. It has information about all of the candidates, but obviously I want to direct them to Rocco. He is our all-star. They can read about the different candidates, why they're running. They can elect to join a team and donate to their page.
Great. And I will be sharing your link as well as all the other important information for people to get in touch with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, as well as how you can help Rocco donate. Tell me briefly what the teams are and how that works with Rocco's campaign as well.
Sure. So Man and Woman of the Year, this year in Pittsburgh, we have 12 candidates competing for the Man and Woman of the Year titles. And then Rocco is our all-star. So Rocco is in a class on his own because he already ran for Man of the Year in 2017. So he is back again, which is amazing. So this time he is up against other all-stars from different cities across the country. So Rocco is representing Pittsburgh nationally, which is a great reason for people to get behind him. We want to bring the title home to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And the other candidates are competing for that title. And the way they are able to expand their networks and expand their reach is through forming powerful teams with their friends and family and coworkers, people who love them and want to see them succeed and help them do this amazing, crazy competition where they are trying to bring awareness and bring funds to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Well, that is really exciting. So you hear that, everybody out there in Pittsburgh, you have to get on Rocco's team. Make sure Pittsburgh wins. We didn't win the Super Bowl this year, so it's time to win for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So LLS, I should start saying. And we thank you so much for coming on the show. I will make sure to get all this information out on our social media pages, on our YouTube pages, and everywhere that I could possibly share it. And thank you for consistently supporting the LLS and all that you do to raise money and awareness for them as well.
Thank you, Mandi, for having me. This has been wonderful.
You're welcome. Thanks so much.
Take care.
And thank you so much to Rocco and Breanna for coming on to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. We can't wait to help the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society help raise awareness, as well as help raise donations for Rocco for his All-Star campaign. To see more of Spotlight on Pittsburgh, please go to youtube.com. You can also go on our Facebook page, Spotlight on Pittsburgh, Instagram, as well as on LinkedIn under my personal page, Mandi Pryor. You're more than welcome to sign in and tune in. We can't wait to show you our next episode of Spotlight on Pittsburgh coming up soon.